Good morning, everyone. I am Jennifer Imitamo with my co-reporters, Miss Tabania, Abot, and Miss Kapisen. We were going to report about the mediums and techniques, music, auditory arts, and combined auditory and performing arts. Learning outcomes. Identify and differentiate the various mediums in music, auditory, and performing arts. Showcase one's gifts and talent in music, auditory, and performing arts through a recorded presentation. So, there is a saying which says that the language of the soul is music. Do you all agree? So for me, yes. So it is music that we are able to express how we feel and experience in music. So its material is embedded with sound. Music produces sound while tones are produced by man-made instruments and by the human voice. So there are three mediums produced by music. So first is produced by instruments by vibrators like piano and guitars, where instruments produce the sound or music. So second is produced by groups of musical instruments, and third is music or sound produced by human voices. So there are four groups of musical instruments. So first is string. So string is made of string and produces a hollow sound box across which nylon, wire, or gut strings are stretched. So this is an example of string. So makita na to diri nga na siya mga nylon, then naka-stretch siya. So later on. So first is harp. So the harp is optional in an orchestra. On the other hand, it is one of the oldest string instruments. So makita na to diri ang harp. So nakita na to siya sa Aladdin. Tama to katong sa salida sa Aladdin, pero na yung harp ang gananan niya. So ano siyang harp. Next is guitar. So the guitar is the most popular string instrument. However, it is seldom used in the orchestra but always part of the jazz band. It is always used to accompany the singing of the folk songs. It could also be used as a solo instrument. So kita naman nakapamilyar tanan sa guitar no. So kita na to na siya anywhere. So mo na siya popular string instrument. So next is woodwind instruments. So, these are found behind the string instruments in an orchestra. It is played by blowing into them. So example of woodwind instruments are the following. So first is flute. So as you can see here, ano siya ang flute. So nakakita na ako flute. So ako nakakita ako. So flute is a slender pipe made of wood and metal. It is a melody instrument. It is often played a solo part in the orchestral composition. So ang flute is, katito ka na naon siya, tama to. So mga to siya ang flute. So, muna siya katong i-ikon, ito na tayo below. So, muna na siya ang flute. Next is piccolo. So, it's replica of the flute and woodwind with reed at the mouthpieces. So, diba, ang flute is made of bamboo. So, kani siya, ang piccolo is ingani siya, ingani style, pero wala ko makakita pa. So, kani siya ang piccolo. So, when we say clarinet, is a flat piece of tin placed against a flat surface. It is a cylindrical and it's placed alto when the flute places the melody. So, one ang example sa clarinet. So, nakita na ito siya sa mga kanagitang mga sa drum corps. Kita mo itong na mga banda-banda dito na yung clarinet, mga piccolo. So, kita na kaning clarinet. So, next is oboe. So, it's a cylinder instrument about the same length as the flute. The tone is nasal. So, oboe. Muna siya example sa oboe, pero wala kong kita na. So, muna siya. It's a cylinder instrument. So, same na din siya blend sa flute. Same na sila katasa. So, muna siya ang oboe. So, chord ang lais. So, is known as English chord. It is usually played solo passage expressing sadness and mystery. So, muna siya ang chord ang lais. Ano yun? So, taas kayo siya guro. Pero wala ko kita. So, muna siya also known as English chord. So, it usually plays solo passage expressing sadness and mystery. So, how do you guro ni ginagamit in example lang yung music is kana imong gusto i-express kay kanang sadness or yung what siya ang ginagamit for accolades. So, next is basud. So, it's longer and larger than the others. It looks like two tubes fastened together. When it plays solo, it often suggests the humerus or the ano siya ha? Basud. So, duha din na siya ka kuan ka ng wooden tubes. So, umikan siya sa kahoy. So, mo ni ang sample sa basud. So, wala ko kitang paling basud. Next is double basud. It's longer than the basud. Its ends up point upward instead or downward like the others. It produces the lowest tones among the wood widths. So, kanin, double basud. So, dako-dako siya sa basud. So, kuan kanin, ay, kuan na ni siya. Katulad din po ni, pareho niya po siya ulan sa basud. But, dako-dako
Taas
daw
lang
siya.
siya.
Dako-dako daw siya. Then, duha ka, kuan ka na.
Duha iyahang double.
Duha ka buok, naka-attach, ay, same lagyan po siya lagi.
Duha ang tube. Murag kibali duha ang iyang tube.
Next is saxophone. Is not a regular member of the orchestra. Although made of brass, it is classified as woodwind equipped with a reed. So, mo ni siya ang saxophone. So, kita na ko ang yung saxophone. So, usually, kapag makita, kapag na siya ni
Parade.
Oo, kanina na parade bitaw, like, ano ito na sila sa taas, sa kanang kuan, sa sakyanan, then, kita naman siya gawin. So, ingani ang gigamit sa akong classmates ko. So, ano siya, kay part na siya sa MO Electrosmart. Next is bass instruments. So these are made of cylindrical brass metal of its is either doubled on itself or called for ease in handling and expands into a bell-shaped end. In the orchestra, it is positioned at the back of the woodwind. These are the brass instruments. So mo ni siya ang example sa bass instruments. So the trumpet produces a piercing tone. It is associated with martial pop. So, nakita na to ang trumpet. Ano siya? Trumpet. So, makita yung puntaan nila itong sa like, kung example ka gani ha, itong sa sakinan. So, nakita naman siya ng group of what itong mga students. So, trumpet. So, the next is French horn. It is the most expressive member of the brass choir. So, ano siya ang French horn. Tara. Wala ko kita pa ano diri. Pila ko kaysa ka ng mga sisiguran na siya makita. So next is the sliding trombone. Has sliding U-shaped tubes that change the length of the vibrating column of air inside the tube. So muna siya ang sliding trombone. Muna siya ang trombone. Sliding ba? Basta kayo. Paano siya? Muna ang sliding trombone. So next is so other brass instruments are cornet and the tuba is the biggest of all the brass instruments that produce a low tone. So ang cornet there yung tuba mo na siya ang pinakadako ng mga brass instruments. So kanang po siya kanang po si cornet o tuba mo na po na siya ang pinaka low tone nga ma-produce sa usa ka instrument kana si cornet o si tuba. So na example diri si Tara, as cornet o si tuba. So ano siya? Naka low tone ang iya ang ginagawas niya sa so next is percussion instruments. So I will give the floor to Ms. Tabania.
Proceed to percussion instrument. So what are the percussion instruments? So these are instruments played by means of sharp striking of one body against another. It is composed of all instruments played by striking. It is used to emphasize the rhythm, generate excitement, and enliven the orchestral sound. It is also highlights the program when it is about to end. Example of percussion instruments are the following. So, chimes, here, the picture here. Our instruments consist of set of two metal tubes of different lengths, suspended from frame and struck with a hammer. It is frequently used to imitate church bell. So here is there are the metal tubes and by size from lower size to mataas ang iyang size. So it is struck by the hammer. So the second is glockenspiel. It is a series of siya. I-instruct gihapon ni siya og through hammer. Next is bell lyre. It is a lyre shape from attached when used in the marching bands. Like kanang mga
Drum corps.
drum corps kanang naay mag-minorate inana na siya. So next proceed to xylophone. It is made of tuned wooden blocks which produce clicking sounds with strong. It is associated with exotic dance music. So other percussion instruments are tambourine. Kami bitang niya na nagamitan pang pangasko. Ano siya? Tambourine, maracas, triangle, cymbals, and castanets. Sabi na siya. These are the percussion instruments. So let's proceed to keyboard instruments. So these are equipped with keyboard which occasionally play with the symphony orchestra. So the first one is the piano. The picture here in the PPT. So it is a most familiar keyboard. So syaro wa mo kay keyboard ay piano. So instrument because it is produced with the striking of the string. When the keyboard is also struck, it is used to accompany solo or choral singing. So, muna siya, i-play na siya through striking. Ganito, pinakuan nga, sa kabalo na mo, so ang piano na siya. So, the next one is the organ. So, it is regarded as the king of instrument because it has all the sound of different instruments used to accompany the organ. So, king, nagtawag siya king, it is because kaya maka-accompany siya o mga sound. Solo, either solo or choral. Next is the calesta. It is a keyboard that consists of series of small steel bars placed over resonators. It sounds like soft chimes. It is the keyboard mostly used by old churches. So ginagamit niya siya sa mga karaan nga simbahan like sa mga Spanish church. Ngayon na bitaw. Kita niya siya. So now let's proceed to the musical group. So the orchestra is a big gathering of instrumentalists with a string instrument and its nucleus. It is headed by a conductor, the person entrusted with the tremendous task of controlling some 100 players at a time in an orchestra. So, the responsible of conductor are the following: selecting the program from each concert, studies the score, written record of the composer's work, and contains every single note. So, iyang i-record ang mga composers, mga single note na nila. Next is, it determines how he or she wants the piece to be played. Rehearsing the conductor's most important job. So, if you are a conductor in a musical group, you must have these 3 responsibilities. Okay, if you want to play that certain music, dapat na kay dedication nga i-play siya with wholehearted mo. Dili lang kay i-play na mo siya kay i-play. So, means dapat na jud kay determinasyon. Mo play ang music or nga piece. So next is the chamber music. So it is a music performed before smallest audience in a private room. So chamber music, abantay mo itong salitang high school musical ata to. Or mga mostly siya is chamber music is naka ba daw siya all musicians are naa siya sa isa ka hall in a private room. So next is the band. It's a smaller and most composed of wind and percussion instrument. It is a musical group that performs in town or fiestas. Band, like mga banda. Next is the Philippine Instrumental Group. So these are mostly string instrument. So Philippine Rondalia ay nakakuan ka ni siya isa among school sa una sa high school. Lagi may Rondalia nga kuan. Mag-play na sila, maimbitahan na sila sa SM, mag-play sila dito og certain music nga. Ang ilang ginagamit is kanang mga string instrument like from guitar, ukulele, and basta mga string instrument din na company po na siya og drum. Bass lang ang drum. Next is Pangkat Kawayan is a Philippine musical ensemble composed of instruments made up of bamboo. So when we say Pangkat Kawayan, from the word itself, Kawayan, so they use Kawayan in kwan. Ang ilang instrument is made up of bamboo. So next is Musikang Bumbong is a set of piston-like with instrument made up of bamboo, some brass instrument, and bamboo-bodied bass drum. So, kani siya is made up of bamboo gihapon. Wala ko nakanotice ani. Next is the human voice. This is human's most wonderful instrument. It is used by the humans to express themselves through music. It is an instrument out of mediums of communication. Like, when we say human voice, the best example of this is the a cappella, the purely human voice, without with kanang walay mga, dili siya kumpanihan o mga music instruments. Purely, lang siya, human voice. Then, here is a human voice classification. So, soprano is a female high pitch, and alto is female low pitch. Mezzo soprano is a combination of attributes of both soprano and alto. Both soprano. And alto tenor is a high pitch of a male, and bass is a low pitch. Baritone is lying between the tenor and the bass for male. So let's proceed to the next report.
So next is music. So music is language of the soul. So agree ba mo na? So agree sila. It is a silent way to communicate with one another through the beats. So music can communicate to each other through beat sounds of the instruments. So the elements and principle of music. Some artists may define and enumerate the elements and principle of music into the following. So first is rudimentary elements that portray the initial stages of how it started, which is basically a form of communication or grammar. So next is perceptual elements. So a music started to make change wherein pitch, timbre, and harmony were incorporated. So ano siya music? So these are the following 4 elements of music. So first is pitch. Pitch in music refers to what and how we hear one musical sound produced, either a musical instrument or a human voice. It refers to the highness, lowness of a sound, a note or a tone. So ano siya pitch? Mugan siya lowness or highness of the sound. Second is rhythm. So rhythm refers to how sounds, silence, and pulsing are arranged within the accordance of time. It is associated with a physical motion. It is the basic element of music, the length and accentuation of sounds. So third is texture or timbre. Refers to the total or overall way in how music sounds. The musical piece, either of musical instruments or human voices, are composed and blended. So next is the relationship between the parts or lines of music are shown in the following. So first is monophony. So ito nila monophony. Monophony refers to a type of texture that has single melody or tone. So ang monophony mo siya a texture that has single melody or tune. So next is heterophony. So So refers to when it is composed two or more instrument or human voices playing or singing the same melody. So next is polyphony. So polyphony refers to the various and multiple independent use and application of melody. Lines working and blended together. So yun siya polyphony. So there are different types of polyphony. So they're classified according to the pitch, sing together at a different similar time. So examples are a cappella singing, choral singing with or without instruments. So ang singing, a cappella singing o choral singing, isa belong siya sa polyphony. So ang polyphony ay nasa mga kwan sa types of polyphony. First is melody, tempo, dynamics, and expression. So kani silang upat na report nyo sila sa previous reporter. So next is dance. So the elements of dance are theme, movement, music, and spectacle. So next is theater. So theater is a form of literature written by a playwright that consists of dialogues. So there's a stage play. So naman may dialogue ana. So muna theater. So there are four elements of theater. First is the script or the play. Second, the plot. Third is the music. And the last one is the costumes. So di mo dito mga kuan at theater, walay script, walay plot, walay music, o walay costume. So let's proceed to the next reporter.
So now let's proceed to cinema. So what is cinema? So cinema is a complex process that involves capturing of images with the object called camera and projected on screen. So in cinemas, nothing elements. So first is time. So time is the most important element of cinema since it moves with time. It is subjected to the constructions, expansions, breaks of leaps through the manipulations of the director. So, in making cinema magyud kay dili siya dili gid mawala ang time. And so naa siya sa cinema, naa siya elements and naa po siya gitawag na mga several ways. So first is the physical time. So physical times refers to the time taken by the action and it's being filmed and it is projected on the screen. It shows what is actually happening in real life. So first, na siya slow motion, accelerated motion, reverse motion, stop motion, and psychological time and dramatic time. So what is slow motion? So slow motion refers to action performed in a slow motion or movements in film. So next, accelerated motion. So refers to motion or action that occurs when the camera takes pictures slow than the projector can run them on the screen. So next is reverse motion. So reverse motion is achieved when it conveys or an undoing of time. So next is stop motion. So is an action wherein time is expressed with a shot in a film that fixed and cannot be changed. So next is psychological time. So refers to our emotional expressions of the duration of the action that we experience as we watch a film. So naamad yun yung psychological time. So next
dramatic time. So, refers to the time taken up by the events depicted in the films. So, let's proceed to the space. So, what is space? So, refers to the instrument or the contributory factors in achieving realness or reality of the object. So, sa space na siya, some techniques and also applied when providing space to the setting. So, first is long shot, next medium shot, close-up shot, lighting or shooting angle. So, ang long shot is achieved when the camera is positioned very far from the object. So, kinig is natakod lang ni nato siya itong ga-discuss ta ni Miss Sir Iting. Kita, anak ko na naroon na kita rin, ikaw na nisan sa tuwa. So, ang medium shot is achieved when taken from an average distance or medium extent. So, close-up shot. So, what is close-up shot? The eye. So, resolved when the camera is situated so close to the object that we could distinguish the smallest features of the object. So, lighting is the achieved when the positioning of the light desired by the filmmaker to create areas of the light and dark, enabling him or her to increase or decrease depth. Shooting angle. So, allows the director to show his or her concept of the object or the character of the film. Next is, so there are 3 angles of a camera. So first, nasya directly upwards, vertically downward, horizontal, cutting, and next. Aside from the positioning and the proper angle of the cameraman has the responsibility for operating and eye controlling the camera to record the object. So we have the translation device camera technique. So first, we have fade, dissolve, iris in or iris out, and last is turn over. So we have the movement techniques. So we have the tracking, planning, transference effects, and last is subjective effects. Siyempre, dili mawala ang sound, dili makumpleto ang pagkamaon. So, in the world of art, he or she is responsible in interpreting different works, selecting, classifying, differentiating them, even to the point of labeling them, doing catalog essays and other activities that need to support and refer an exhibit. So, muna siya ikuan sample. So, as you can see in the picture nga, so, ma-apply na nato itong katong sa, kanina ma-apply na